Today is January 17th. I'm bringing you the second episode of Don't Forget, the weekly series I'm going to be doing to keep you up to date on what's been happening in the world of my comic series I Never Forgot, about a drifter wanting to accomplish one last goal before he can pass along happily. To start this video off, I put in that clip from Lake Michigan on New Year's Day. I had it on my phone. I just wanted to show it off. That's how peaceful and serene my year started off. Last few days have been kind of a mess, like a tyrannical hurricane of a mess. But it's all still going pretty well. Last week I showed off me working on page 12, I believe. This I'm working on is page 15, and this is the transition from Donnie's storyline back into Zeke and V's. So you had this scene where it followed Donnie and what he's currently doing, and now it's segueing back into the main storyline, doing it with this little reveal. I wish I could genuinely show you just how much effort this is taking to do this page. This video is sped up about 8 times normal speed. So each one of those lines is very intricately laid down. I'm using microns mainly. If I have a lot of black area and space to cover, I'll tend to use a Copic black marker. Other than that, it's mainly been microns and a Pentel brush pen for the lettering. I started this week trying out the new Pentel pocket brush, but the ink doesn't dry nearly as quick as I'd like it to, so I am scrapping it and not really using it. A bunch of issues I want to talk to you about too, so let's get into those. If you're not aware, you can check out these pages. I'm posting them on Patreon. The pencils for right now, for issue 5. I will throw a link down below. All I'm asking you to do, if you have Patreon already set up and you're following other people and donating to them, I'm not necessarily saying donate to mine, but if you want to follow along, all my pages are going to be viewable by everyone, unless I come up with some content that I want to share with just Patreons, but for most part it's just going to be open and free right now. At the end of this video, I threw in a couple Snapchat stories from me working on this progress. I was about halfway done last week. Today is Sunday, and I'm working on the last 2 pages of issue 5, hoping to get them done later today, but I'm not going to press way forward because I know at least I'll be done tomorrow by the time you're seeing this video. You can keep up to date on progress on my Twitter as well. All these links are going to be down below for my social sites and whatnot. You can follow me pretty much anywhere under the name Samurai Ox, just like here on YouTube. So without further ado, let's get to some motivation. I was watching some Casey Neistat videos last week, and one of the most awesome quotes I've heard in a long time was in one of his videos about doing work, and it states, "When nothing is for sure, anything can happen." And I really just think that's a mantra, how things have been going lately. I'm hoping the best, preparing for the worst, all this other stuff. Another one of my favorite quotes was by Cliff Burton, former bassist for Metallica. Died in a bus accident, but he used to say that people get burnt out by going too fast. People get burnt out by going too slow and get bored. And that is certainly nothing I have to deal with, so thankful for that as well. If you want to check out more motivational quotes, a few other 100-day people have posted on the thread as well. I'm doing new motivation threads every Tuesday, so by the time you're seeing this, it'll still be on this last week's, and then the new one will come out tomorrow. Moving into this whole idea that has been just engrossing me all week. It's this idea of making money versus telling my story, and I want to get to be able to tell my story to as many people as I possibly can. And the main thing standing in the way of that is making money to keep it going. So I'm going to be trying to work on ways to expand my reach of my story, and at the same time try to keep it as low of a bar of entry as I possibly can. With this next Kickstarter, I'm going to be planning on doing only physical rewards, and the reason I want to do that is because I want to send extra things with it. So if you're looking forward to getting issue 5 with the Kickstarter, it should be done up and running probably in 2 weeks. I'm looking to have it going by the end of January, probably for the month span of February. Still have a couple things to work out with it, but if you help fund the 5th issue, you're going to be looking at getting the first 4 issues for free, at least in electronic files. Even if you only want the physical version of issue 5, I will still be sending the files for issues 1 through 4 electronically, and I'll probably be releasing the 5th issue as soon as the Kickstarter ends and as soon as funding is collected. With all that being said, we'll be looking at mid-March before I actually get the funds collected, and that means we're looking at the beginning of April for issue 5 to actually be in print form. I'm kind of tweaking it still just right now. I might do 3 weeks. I might kick it off next week so it only goes to the mid of February. Let me know down below if you'd be interested in seeing it kick off next week for a 3-week span, or you wanted to run the whole month of February, and if you're ready for that or not. Fun things planned for it, but mainly I just want to keep it as low of a bar to entry as I possibly can. I understand that I'm new to this game. I have a year under my belt, but that's a lot less than much more qualified people, I guess. And considering this is a story I want people to know, I would much rather not make money and get this story out to as many people as I possibly can, rather than holding on to it and waiting for people to pay me for these ideas. So, if you're watching the video, you can see Donnie coming out of the men's formal wear store, where he's been the last few pages, and this exclamation down at the bottom, it kicks it back into V and Zeke's storyline. So I think the universe has done right by me so far, especially with December's the 4th Kickstarter and giving comics to people for Christmas presents and whatnot, getting new people into the story. I've gotten some feedback from a few people that have gotten it from their friends, and it's positive so far. So I think getting people into the story as easily as I can is only going to benefit the story and going forward progress. So that's my plan with that anyway. A third thing is Alterna Comics on Twitter. They've been in business for 10 years. They have a bunch of trades. I'm probably going to be submitting them to at least run the trade for me. But they did an awesome thing the other week, which for their 10th year anniversary, they put up trades for basically cost. Quick shipping, easy medium mail, cheap. But it took a week to get them here, in like four big, decent sized trades. Ran me about $30, which is pretty damn good. I haven't had a chance to read them yet, but I'm just blown away by the quality and just the communication I've had with Alterna Comics so far. Great guys, check them out on Twitter. I'll put a link down below as well for them. And then just this whole week's just been about inking issue 5. I'm really excited about coloring this. I've been kind of hung up on getting Patreon caught up. I'm posting about every other day. I've waited on posting to the webcomic of issue 2 so far, because the next spread is probably the spread I'm going to have a fellow artist recreate, and then I'll transpose their artwork on top of mine for the trade. I think that's how I'm going to do it, but anyway, he sent me a package the other day, and I've been kind of waiting for that, so it's kind of held up progress on posting the actual webcomic, so can't do anything about that. I've been steady about getting 2 pages inked a day. If you follow along my Snapchat, you can just see just how hard I've been working. Some pages has taken 5 hours, some have taken 4. Especially with a few of the latest ones. They've gotten very intricate to the point where just fine line details, and especially last night I did an awesome tree for one of the pages, and it took me a few hours, but it looks fantastic. Like, it was a point where I stopped and realized that from issue 1 to issue 5, it's just been such an amazing transformation, especially just the scale of the artwork, the line widths, all that value and stuff. So I did take Wednesday off to take a friend down to a doctor appointment and whatnot, and while I was down there, I actually got the outline worked on for issue 6, which I'm extremely excited about, because talking about it with a friend out loud definitely helped figure out some of the details that I was kind of questioning and how I wanted them to work out. But very excited about them now. Also on my Snapchat, I've been kind of discussing a few things. You'll see those later. It'll be pages 17, I believe. So 2 pages after this one. And V and Zeke are still chatting it up. A couple other things I wanted to mention. There's a couple great videos out on the internet right now. Gazmot's latest update is phenomenal. It's about an hour long, so if you want to get into his series, he's nearing the finish line on his first issue. Very excited about seeing that done, and I'm so excited. He shows off the horror. He got working on the actual monster of the series this last update, so check that one out for sure. Jan's been updating really regularly. A couple of his latest are pretty fantastic, so I'll link one of his latest below. And then you have Jeff Lafferty, which has put up some amazing couple videos. These last couple Artcasts have been pretty great with the inspiration. I'll put links to those below. Trust me, you're going to want to check those out. We are nearing the end of this video right now, so I'm kind of wrapping it up. I think I'll probably do another update later this week. I'm not quite sure. But there's some things I wanted to talk to you about. They probably won't be showing off me working on the comic, though. It'll probably just be a face-to-face like I used to. Now that we are getting into the Snapchat story, I'm cutting myself off, and I'll leave you with that so you can enjoy the process and all that stuff. So, love you guys. Thanks for paying attention to this. I'll be back with another update very soon. Thanks.
So this page took about 6 hours to complete. You can see with all the little intricate lines and everything, it really needed that time to shine. Some more behind the scenes stuff. Back on my Twitter I said this was one of the pages to show how you care for somebody, and I'll explain. Right up here you see Zeke kind of keeping the act of violence that he's covering up away from her so she doesn't have to deal with it. And then, of course, he helps by moving the body, and when he comes back, she's passed out, so he decides to cover her up. So like I said earlier today, that page is all about the little things, and it's just the little details that make it work.